What is going on? I'm Cole. I'm here today with my co-host Blake. Blake, how are you doing?
I'm excited. I'm so excited. You got the fat boy sweating today, Cole.
Yeah, you guys, this is something no one asked for. No one wanted, but we're doing it. It's the Weenie Holy episode. I don't know how we're gonna do this, but let's just talk about it. So I made mine. I've got the cheap one. We've got literally Chef Boyardee. I do have a Chicago style bun.
Ooh, did you put
I
pulled pork on it?
No, I've got it's just I put some Flavor God pizza seasoning on it, but it's
Okay,
just
okay.
it's got cheese too, and you're just standard hot dog. I just went Oscar Mayer.
All right, mine is trickier to show.
Yeah,
I just feel like I'm going to spill this on my keyboard. So here's this girthy boy that I made. I don't even know how I'm going to eat it. But basically, what I did is I took I have Italian made brat buns. They're not like from a bakery or anything. They just sell them at the store. The Roma buns, and I made a garlic herb butter. And then brushed those, baked them, pretty much made garlic bread, then melted mozzarella and provolone on it. I used Hebrew National Jumbo Franks, and I have a special hot dog technique that I learned about from a YouTube chef a while back. But you score the hot dogs and then you boil them, and then you throw them in the pan to pan fry them real quick, and it gets the outside skin gets kind of like a little crunch factor to it. So I did that, and then I bought fancy V's cheese ravioli, mini raviolis, and V's meat sauce, and covered those with that, and that's what I got going on.
You made the fancy one. I made the budget one. Most of this stuff is left over from. Oh, I also air fried mine.
Air fried hot dogs are legit. I almost did that.
I mean, well, I cooked the hot dog and the raviolis together in a pan, then put the cheese on, put the bun in, threw that in the air fryer.
Okay. And you did the Chef Boyardee raviolis, right?
Just cheese. They're the non-preserve ones, or I don't know. They're like the slightly nice one. It was literally all they had. Apparently, it was ravioli season at my local shoppery.
Yeah, mine didn't even have the cheese. I almost went traditional. I thought about it. And then but they didn't even have the cheese raviolis, and I was like,
mine were hidden behind like one singular beef one was out, and they were like pushed back. I had to like grab it out. So I don't know, are we gonna do this?
Like, imagine you like climbing into store shelves like, where's the goddamn cheese raviolis?
Yeah. Maybe I'll say hi to people, then we can get into these. First, we got Las Cruces, as always, number one. Hello from New Mexico.
What's up?
We got David Andrew.
Oh shit! What's up,
writer
David?
of this book that we're going to be talking about. So sorry,
we will talk about it.
We'll talk about it after we eat this monstrosity of a food. We got Andrew Kai, who also won one of the giveaways. He lives in Australia, and he decided to Trev the Shipping Guru. So thank you for that. We got Daniel. How's it going? He is scared for both of our lives. He already thinks we're getting food poisoning. Flash Ray's excited that he's here. I let everyone know we're coming a little bit late. We got three good nerds here. We got Comics by the Bay is excited for the Weenie Olies. Also, I made a Weenie Oli video, like a short, and it was my number one most watched video this week. So hey, Weenie Olies are a thing. Yeah, we eating glizzies. But these are Weenie Olies. These are like would be maybe a glizzioli. Is that what it, apparently matter.
You gotta put the Italian accent. Yeah. The glizzioli.
We got Callie and Jordan Squad.
What's up,
David? And yeah, Chev. I don't know what's going on. I apparently got weird. Trev's here. What's going on, Trev? How are you doing? Yeah, he just he got Gatsby in the mail today.
I saw that. Yeah, I hope you dig it.
Oh, and Steve called us some wieners. Hey, Steve, how's it going? These are okay. So let's see how these are. I guess.
All right,
let's get into them.
Let's go for it.
Just what you want to do. Watch some dudes eat food on YouTube.
This could be our OnlyFans. All right. Here, get this mic out of the way.
I'm gonna be completely honest.
Awesome.
This is the most budget thing that I have, and it's not that bad. The worst part about it is honestly the hot dog, which is weird to say. I probably should have gotten a different type of hot dog. Maybe all beef would have been better than standard weenie. if I'm being honest here.
Mm.
Those all sound delicious. But honestly, I'm probably going to finish this whole thing. I wasn't really hungry, but...
No. I'm fully impressed. Good God. Now, I did use an all beef Frank. And you know what I think? To do this again, and I almost did this, but I was scared it would take the weenie out of the weenie-oli, was to use a Italian sausage instead of a hot dog. It would, and essentially turn it into almost like a meatball grinder, with just with raviolis on it. That would be another great way to go too. But yeah, it's a 2-bite process on mine. You get like a bite of ravioli, then you got to get the bite of hot dog. It's a bit of work.
So I added, there's a seasoning company called Flavor God.
Mm-hmm.
I added their pizza flavoring because it's like, I bought their 5-pack and that was like the one that's like, I have no idea when I'm ever going to use this. I'm 95% sure
happy right now.
That elevates this. Yeah. I'm going to say we can hear you, but I'm going to say that if you do this, normal weenie is not the way to go. All beef seems like it. I'm going to finish this, but I almost just want to take the hot dog part out of it at the end. Just eat this weird bun thing, but hey, you know, when in Rome.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so happy.
I think Blake also put 6 raviolis on his, and I only put 3 on mine. Granted, my bun looks a lot smaller.
I did 3 on each side.
And cheers to everyone.
Yeah. All of our doubters and the naysayers and the people who thought we'd never do it or would die trying. Here we fucking are, baby.
So Blake technically didn't agree to this, but I threw this out into the ether and he didn't say no. So I'm just going to throw it out there. I think we're going to start a new concept with this show, that on our episodes ending in zeros, we're going to have a guest, which will be other people on YouTube, other comic book reviewers. They'll jump on here. They'll do this show with us. I know if you watch episode 10, we had Chris from Fortress of Comics on. We want to kind of do it like that. And on the episodes ending in 5, we might start eating weird food concoctions. So if you see that weird stuff, if you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram, tag Blake and I in it. We'll probably do it. I saw something that was also hot dog related that seemed like another thing that we could do, but I already forgot what it was. So overall, I'm going to rate my weenie-oli a 3 out of 5. I would say that if it was a beef hot dog, it would probably be a 4.19 out of 5. I don't know. I never actually eat beef hot dogs, but I just feel like the actual weenie with the pasta didn't seem as good of a fit as it probably should have been. And for those of you that are just tuning in now,
I hate it when the weenie doesn't fit.
We literally just ate weenie-olis. They were weird. Blake is still currently eating a weenie-oli. I definitely started sweating after eating that.
I'm sweating.
So maybe all those people that told Blake and I that we might die, maybe they were on to something. So I don't know. So this is the weird thing you've got to think about, that the 4.25 is loosely like an 8.5, right? So it gets kind of weird. I don't know. We just kind of end with weird numbers. Yeah. And Taylor, you're going to have to rewind it. Blake might be able to eat a weenie-oli again. I think he might have made 2. I don't know if he's sharing one.
I made one for my dad.
He made one for his dad. What a great son. Happy early Father's Day, Dad. You get a weenie-oli.
That's all you get
from your son. But we're definitely not going to be able to, unfortunately, re-eat the weenie-oli. But you hear our rankings. Blake, I'm assuming you're giving yours like a 6 out of 5.
It's good. Yeah, man. I'm going to go. My mic's all up here so I don't get food on it. I'm so glad David Andrews in the fucking chat.
For those that don't know, Blake is a large tablet.
Shoot.
That's not a code word for anything else. He's just a
Yeah,
12.4-inch tablet that's a little bit better to read comics on than my 10.5-inch tablet.
Okay. Let's fucking rock and roll. All
right. So we got some new people in here. We got Ronan the Accuser. I think you're all the way from Australia, so thank you for joining us. We got 2 Australians in the building because Andrew Kai is also here. We got Gilliam. How is it going? How are you doing today? And yeah, Taylor joined us too. But the reason that we're actually here today is to talk about a book. It's called End After End. Apparently, that was the Weenioli. The Revenge of the Weenioli might be. I thought he moved the mic so he couldn't accidentally bite it. David Andrews, thank you for writing that. Oh yeah, we got Ignacio. What's going on? Dude, you missed it. We literally ate Weeniolis. So if you want to see the Weeniolis, you're gonna have to go back to the beginning. Unfortunately, I don't know. I felt like I was going somewhere with that, but then
there was no unfortunately about anything that just happened.
Well, the only recommendation I think that we're agreeing is that you need to have the beef hot dog.
Yep.
So we're talking about a book. This is called End After End. The Weenioli's got my mind a little bit wonky. We got a double writer on this.
We're distracted.
We got Tim Daniel and David Andrew, who happens to be in the
Shut
chat.
up, really?
Thank you
Tim's
so much.
in here too? Holy
no,
shit.
David Andrew is.
Oh.
But I was just saying writer combo.
Oh, okay.
And we got artist Sanando C. And this is a very good book. It comes out from Vault Comics, and the trade paperback comes out tomorrow in your local comic shop. I think it's probably a week delayed on Amazon and some of the other places. I think we're on issue 7, I want to say. I think I got issue 7 a week or 2 ago. This is a book from Vault Comics. So, Blake, do you want to give your thoughts first here? I'm still in like a weird Weenioli state. And
yeah, dude, I'm in like a post-orgasmic trance right now. I'm just like, wow. I really didn't think it would be that good. I knew it would be pretty good because I've been snacking on the soft shell ravs while I was cooking because I made there's tons of ravs. Anyway, but yeah, I loved this book. I remember reading the first issue way back when Tim and David, I think, kind of sent it out to some people to test the waters with issue 1, like before Vault sent it out. And I really liked issue 1. But unfortunately, there's been Vault changed their PR people around and did some stuff. And so there was like, I didn't get to read all the previous issues. And so I fell behind, and getting caught up was akin to what I just crammed in my mouth on the live on this live stream. Like it was delicious, and it was really fun. And I liked the modernization of war, like how it deals and feels like a modern war set in a fantasy universe, like kind of lacking technology. So there's this weird play of like modern warfare and archaic warfare and magic warfare. And the whole premise, I think, is really, really smart. This kind of like afterlife. There's some cool tidbits that pop up that are going to leave some unanswered questions that we're going to find out later. Cause I trust in David and Tim, and they know how to tell a good story. But yeah, man, I was cruising through this. It was just an easy, great, fun read. Real violent, real intense, real traumatic. Not like any other fantasy comic I've read on the shelves. It's very, very fresh, very, very new take on the genre. And I commend this creative team for, taking a risk and, not listening to their friends when they were like, "You'll die if you eat that." And they were like, "No, we're making this comic." But no, it was great. I really did love it. And whoever wins this trade is lucky. And those of you who don't win it, you should run out and buy it this Wednesday. Tell your shop you want it. It's a great read.
And speaking of that too, one of the things that I did today is I have taken the next 2 days off. My daughter graduates preschool tomorrow, so I took
Ooh,
Wednesday off for that, and then I was like, you know what, I have Monday off. Why don't I take Tuesday off? I'm gonna say hello to Justin over at No Good Comics.
what
How
up?
is it going, dude? I saw you on a reel today, and it was funny because like 7 other people tagged you in that same reel. So hey, congrats on that Giant Size X-Men. You definitely got that a very long time ago, but it's still an awesome book. And that was the book you were talking about in that reel. So what I was trying to say is I actually read all of this morning, which was
Mhm.
very nice because normally it takes me a few days, but I had the few days off. But I went to the shop. That's where I was going with this. I got issue number 1, the 1 in 5 variant too. So we're gonna have 2 giveaways today. So
Ooh.
somebody do here. I'm just gonna say though, unfortunately, for people in the US, or you can AOK them, or if you have somebody that's going to ship you something, you can ship them over to there and we'll make this happen. So once again, if you don't see down below, it's scrolling there. You've got hashtag end after end. If you put that in there, you'll have a chance to win either the variant cover or the trade. And I will let the first person that wins kind of pick it. And the second person after will get whatever comes after that. So
Who's the 1 in 5? Is that a Liana cover?
I want to say, yeah, let me double check. I've got League of Comic Keys up here so I can figure it out. So the 1 in 5 is actually Jacob Phillips.
Ooh,
So you might know him from books like
from the seed of his father.
yeah. Why can't I think of the book that I'm trying to think of?
That Texas Blood
That
or
Texas
Newburn?
Blood. Yeah, no,
He's got
that
a new
Texas
one.
Blood.
He's got a couple new ones coming out too, I think.
Yeah,
So.
I guess too. Here, I'll just quick do this here.
That was so good. I'm just like, I
Here's what that
cannot believe how
variant
good
cover
that
is.
hot dog was.
It's up in my wife's car still currently in
Ooh, that's
a
dope.
box,
That's
but this is what
dope.
it looks like. So yeah, just know I snatched one of these. I remember my shop had 2 of them, so I was kind of hoping that they still had one, and they did. So I snatched it. I figured I would pass it on to somebody else
It's
because I
so
know,
cool how
you know,
similar their art style is, right?
yeah,
Like he definitely so like I interviewed them a while ago and it was I had to keep reminding myself like don't ask about Sean unless he talks about it, right? I was like I didn't want to be rude or make him seem less important or anything. But like he's so talented in his own regard and then like listening to how he started working with Ed and Sean and just how tricky it is working with your dad sometimes, especially like in the heat of quarantine when they were splitting a
oh
studio because
yeah,
he moved back home so that he just didn't live in his like little studio apartment by himself for months. And so yeah, him and Sean had to like share the studio and it, he made this comment. I was like, is that hard? And he was like, nah, like sometimes dad walks by and he's like, oh, that's what you're doing? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but yeah, that's fine.
Can you imagine too? Like that'd be like the worst. It'd be like if you like, I mean, even like LeBron James, his son is currently going to be a professional basketball player. And just having to like whatever you say about LeBron James, whether you think he is great or ungreat, like you have to legitimately know that LeBron James is one of the best basketball players of
Yeah,
all
yeah.
time. So to just following
He's
your
very
dad's
tall. He's
footsteps.
very
I mean,
tall.
even too, like Rey Mysterio's son is currently wrestling, and he was really smart with it. He did a thing where they were tag teams, and then he just turned heel on his dad.
Hmm.
So, hey, like that, yeah. And the mad respect, hey, how's it going?
What's up?
So I guess the one thing we never really went into. So the idea of what this book is, the kind of concept of it, I kind of went into that we're doing a giveaway. The Weeniolies have gotten us in a weird tangent. So I feel like this is gonna be,
Our
on
last 3 episodes
on
have just
par.
been fucking wild. But I feel like our ratings are up. If
Yeah.
there were YouTube ratings, like I feel like they would be bigger than normal. And some of you people subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I feel like our weirdness is at least paying off on my end, which is
Yeah.
good.
So yeah, the idea of this is that essentially the main character of the story ends up like dying in the real world, right?
Mm.
Sees a bug, he tries to take a picture of it, and then he falls into a train and dies. He ends up waking up into this war where excuse me, we're in this never-ending war with where the idea is that you have to continuously fight this war to stay alive, right? Which is kind of this weird thought, right? You're in the afterlife, but to like keep going, you have to fight this world. And there's kind of this hierarchy of like you get this essentially this guide, right? I think they're called chargers, I want to say. I forgot the name, and I'm sorry for that. That makes me a bad person, maybe, but they essentially give you like so he's dealt with this one guy, and his whole thing is he's not necessarily telling him how to fight and do these things. He's just like, here's a life lesson. And it's kind of funny because I think in the final issues of this trade, he gets in a fight with this guy, and then he's starting to take these life lessons to actually relate to how he will, get out of a bad situation. I have read issue 6. I don't think I've read any of them after that though. But I didn't want to immediately I was like, so hard for me to not just catch up immediately,
Yeah.
but I also didn't want to have those in my headspace
Yep.
either, because it makes it kind of hard. Oh yeah, we had the weeniolies today. So if you rewind it back, you can see us eat some weird food, and I think some people might enjoy it. Some people probably think it's disgusting. That being said, everyone probably needs to assume that it's disgusting, but hey, we're still live here.
Yeah, mine was delicious.
Yeah. We're definitely not fighting in the end after end. And so there was a big thing that we used to do on the Comic Burrito, right? Where if we read a book and the title of the book is in an issue, because like I think it's like issue 6 or 7 of that Texas Blood. There's like a line that says, "You just ain't got that Texas blood." And we were like, yeah. And then like, but if we were reviewing this, if we were actively a show, I would have read these issues, so I would have talked about it. Literally every issue of this, I think it says end after end. Yep. So it's like, we probably maybe would have been less excited to say, they said the title and the thing. But it, when they're saying it, it's not actually repetitive, right? It's just, you're in this end after end war. And I think it's funny. So the first volume, crap, I thought I had a name for it somewhere, but they don't show it on League of Comic Geeks. I think it's on Amazon. Also, for some reason, and maybe I'm just not good. Oh, it's called the At the Moment of Your Death is the name of volume 1. For some reason, Vault Comics didn't even have this on their website. Maybe I didn't spend a lot of time, I'm being completely honest. I just put end after end, and it just took me to Tim and David's page. I was actually thinking,
that's just extra carbs.
Well, I was thinking about just removing the bun altogether and putting it in a burrito shell, but I didn't.
Work. That'd probably be easier to like hold everything together.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought, and I was thinking about maybe putting a little bit of cheese on the outside to like seal it. We got Red 03. What is going on?
What's up, Red?
So that's kind of the concept of the story. We didn't talk about the art too much, but I'll kind of show back these pages, and all of these pages, if you go to the Amazon page, you can just go through the review. That's where I literally pulled these from. But here's that situation that I'm talking about, right? He goes to take this picture. I think that's a bug.
Yeah, it's like a kite or something.
Well, it's making a chir noise.
Oh, I thought it had strings connected to it.
I guess it might.
That's something. It fascinated him. I hope it was all that he wanted, because he sure fucked up taking that picture.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love this art.
This is his little really buddy. Cool. Yeah, and I think
Grink, yeah.
And yeah, it's one of those books too where I think, as somebody, I said that I was reading this weekly. It kind of At the Moment of Your Death is the working title. Yeah, so it says that on Amazon. It doesn't say it on League of Comic Geek. Oh, was the working title before we settled on End After End? Oh, interesting.
I like End After End better. That was better.
Hey, Taylor, maybe if you want to make food up for us to eat on issue 25.
I don't know if I can eat a hot dog with beans and sour cream.
Blake can't do it, apparently.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just not a bean guy.
Oh, it is. The kite is a throwback to Resonant.
Oh,
cicada. Yeah, so that's kind of what I thought it was, because it does kind of look like a cicada. So I just assumed that it was like a pretty bug that I didn't know about. But I guess you do see the string there. But then when you're looking under the camera, I don't know. I don't pay attention to fine details. We've noticed that throughout these things. We did a whole thing on Gatsby, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's so many lens flares," and I was like, "I do not remember those."
Well, then remember when I was like, I don't remember him. It just kind of ends. People don't die, do they?
Gatsby definitely doesn't die. Then I end up listening to the audiobook. I'm showing like Blake Google, like, does Gatsby die? And it's like the death of of Gatsby and the Great Gatsby is known as one of the best murders in all of like literature. And it's just like, just end. But when you said that, I 100% agreed with you.
That's because you're a good friend.
No, I literally thought the exact same thing. I didn't know there was a death. That's why I was re-listening to it. But yeah. But that's also sweet. And also, if you guys have not read the book Resonant, I think you definitely should. It is fully collected. I know that there were talks that there could be a third volume, but maybe not. But hey, maybe if you all just go out and buy it, maybe eventually we'll get that third volume. And if you don't, Stephanie from Bruce and Stephanie's Comics will probably yell at you.
There was also mentions of a hardcover at one time, I thought, because Vault has been sporadically doing some hardcovers or announcing hardcovers, and then there's also they're working on a TV show now, I believe, too, or it's in talks.
Yeah. I know that there was at least an actor, I think, that was pulled for that. But hey, David's here. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? Sorry, I made a StreamYard giveaway tool, but apparently, I don't know, maybe I typed something in incorrectly. Oh, dang it all. I put a space after it when I entered it. Okay, we're good. Everyone here has gotten into it. I was like, why do I have 0 entries? I know people have entered this. And it was apparently I put a space after.
That'll get you.
Yeah, so hey, Great Gatsby is a great book, but boy, the last chapter is rough.
I'll have to reread it one of these days.
This is a pretty funny one. David, did you change the name of the title because there are too many Run-On Sons titles in the market? Which is really funny that you say that. I know that there was a book. What is that book that I asked about? I think it was like maybe You Promised Me Darkness or something weird like that. Or no, it was Once Upon a Time at the End of the Universe, maybe, whatever that boom book is that Jason Aaron's doing. I asked to get that pulled on my pull list, and the owner of the comic book shop goes, do you think that they're just going to continuously make super long comic book titles? Oh, this is amazing news.
Yeah, September for the hardcover. Look at that.
We definitely won't be doing that because I don't want to buy somebody a hardcover. But hey, maybe if you can talk to Vault and they're okay with giving one away, maybe we'll talk about that when that happens. And yeah, but I highly recommend that book. It is a great book, and it's how I got introduced to David. And now he is one of those artists, and by artists I mean authors, but authors are artists in their own creative way that is added to my list, right? Yeah.
Yes. Like I paint with hot dogs and raviolis, and it's a beautiful masterpiece.
Yeah. I mean, mine was.
I could take a nap right now.
Mine was a rough draft. Yeah, Blake's falling asleep. I'm just like, this isn't the worst thing that I've ever done. Well, I hate something the other.
I'm glad it's not the worst thing you've ever done.
Like, I don't know. I like this iteration of it. I'll probably never eat again. My kids don't like Chef Boyardee raviolis, but if they did. And they don't like beef hot dogs. I would probably try it again if we just had those things.
Yeah, because I mean, you talked me out of Chef Boyardee. You were like, have you? Because I might have had it when I was a kid, but I haven't. I don't really remember it. And you were like, you're probably not gonna like Chef Boyardee ravioli. And I was like, well, then I'm not gonna make this gross thing.
It's junk food, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not good. There's nothing good about it.
The plumbing isn't going to be happy.
It's Mario though. He's fine.
Yeah, I was too broke for that Kickstarter. I hope it gets a direct market release or something. I thought that's what Vault was doing. Was like part of the high cost of that Kickstarter was like to help their hardcover production endeavors like to continue, is kind of what it sounded like during that campaign, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I would I've read volume 1 of Wasted Space, and then I quit reading it because I was going to get the hardcover, and then I ran out of money and couldn't get the hardcover, and now I'm just in this Wasted Space limbo. We're not here to talk about Wasted Space though. We're actually here to talk about End After End, which is equally good, and I'm excited. I hope this is a nice long running series. Like I could do 12 issues. Oh, it's 10. Okay. I was like, I mean, if it was 20, if it was like a big like, tapestry of just fucking fantastical warfare, I'd be all about it. There's this world is so intriguing, and I want to know more about it, not through exposition, but through future issues and the weird places they go and the weird creatures they come across. Like it's so organic how they reveal the little bits and pieces of this world and the weirdnesses that occur, and the magic that like brings people there. And then there's these artifacts, and there's like, if they assemble these artifacts, then like this kind of messiah figure, I don't know, it's a cool universe, and I could sit there for a long time. It's a comfy place to be.
And one thing I really dug about this is that there's loosely these two storylines going on, right? There is the end after end, which is what you're kind of dealing with and what you see, and what we've really talked about. But then it also goes into Walt, who is the main character's
Mhm.
life, right? He's seeing his life essentially. Well, we're seeing his life essentially flash before our eyes, right? We're getting little tidbits of the person that he was, right? So you're seeing, his struggles of life, right? Like, and most of it appears to be pretty much struggles, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of great in the memories that he has. And that really kind of like it's very weird because I really enjoyed this book reading the first 5 issues when I was pulling it, but those were like I didn't necessarily like um I kind of forgot about all of those details of his backstory because in the main
It
part of
distracts
the
you.
story,
Yeah.
right? It isn't as noticeable, but when you read it collectively, I feel like it hits a little bit better, right?
Mhm.
Because you're seeing all of these things as you're going through this world. It just hits a lot better.
Structurally, it works.
Yeah, yeah, it's great, and you just
Whoa,
kind of
that was
get
a
it right.
it was coming back for a second.
Oh,
But the yeah, so when you read it as a collection, it's so high paced, right? It's just like, they get dropped into this world, and it's basically dropped into D-Day, right? Like into some boat that's coming up on the shore, and you drop in dodging not bullets but like arrows and magic shit, right? And no time to fight, no time to breathe, no
well,
time to do
this is
anything.
page 2.
Yeah.
He falls into the world and literally somebody's dying behind him.
Yeah.
So, like, that's how and I don't know if this is actually page 2. It's just
It's
page 2
early
that you
though.
see in Amazon.
Yeah, it's when you read it as a whole, the collection, you get it's first 5 issues are in the trade, and those moments where we go back in time to Walt's life, his childhood, his dreams of being an artist, his parents basically saying "fuck your dreams," his girlfriend or wife like basically telling him like, maybe your dreams aren't going to happen. Why don't you compromise?
And I don't think, and yeah, I mean, I think she was just saying, like, hey, for the time
No,
being, right?
it was a real, yeah, but
And it's real,
he just
like,
never hears what he wants to hear, and it's an intent. Yeah, the the painted picture, pun intended, is that he is a talented artist. He's got a lot of talent. His execution isn't perfect, and so it's just a continuous struggle. But anyways, long story short, those brief moments in his history really help calm down the pacing to like give you a breather and give you some emotional appeal and connect to Walt more. And then it's so wild to like go back into the war, and he's changing in this world, right? And so like he starts to gain confidence. He starts to become a little bit more proficient with the sword and the shield, and like, so it's cool to see that those traumatic moments of his history, and then jump back into the evolution of his character. I was very smart structurally, and you really see it and appreciate it a lot more reading this in one go as opposed to like one chapter a month.
yeah. And one person I did not give a shout out to is K. Michael Russell, who is the colorist of this book. I think the colors in this book really pop, and they kind of
Mm-hmm.
like add for such like this kind of like I don't the world itself is just so like sad, right? And
Yeah.
the colors hit and doing colors like that. But there's this one character within the story that has like some pinks that very much pop and add a
Mm.
lot to that. And yeah, they're actually going to be doing a pretty big book, it looks like, for colors. I'm just looking at League of Comic Geeks, and they're going to be on Christopher Chaos, which is the new James
Tiny
Tynion
in there.
and Tate Bramble, which you might know Tate as they wrote the first volume of House of Slaughter, and they helped write Barbalian with Jeff
Oh,
Lemire. Tate Bramble actually once apologized to me on either Twitter or Instagram for having a character in their story that had the same name as me that was a shit person.
nice.
Because I like reviewed their book or put a review on Instagram or Twitter, and they're like, on my account that is my name, and you go, sorry that we named that character's name is Cole, then he's kind of an asshole. And I was like, well, it's not really your fault. They were technically a character already.
I believe he's going to be coming on a future Blake's Buzz episode. I'm emailing,
Tate?
emailing. Yeah, I emailed Image to or no, it's the Dark Horse book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
because Dark Horse likes me, and so I was like, let's see how much Dark Horse really likes me. I was like, can you guys get James to come on my show? And they were like, no, but Tate would love to. And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. And so we're emailing dates right now.
Yeah, you got to get that Barbalian. That's a great story, but
I'll have to check that out because that's I'm thinking of Lemire's Barbarian, or it's not Barbarian, it's
you're
Barbaric
thinking of Berserker.
Berserker, yeah, okay.
Unbound.
Barbalian is the
character from
the series. Why I'm hot dog dumb, guys. Like my brain's done.
Yeah, Black Hammer.
Yes, okay.
Apparently, like one of my toes randomly fell asleep, so who knows what's happening. Me and Blake might actually die after this episode. Hey, what's going on, Manny the Hobby Collector? How are you doing today? Yeah, look at Blake talking about art like a pro.
It won't last.
I missed that part. So Behold Behemoth is great too.
Yes,
I'm guessing Tate did that.
No, that's no. Wait, what is Behold Behemoth?
Yeah, it's a book Tate did.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the Boom book.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard that's excellent. Everybody.
Yeah, I did too. That was like one of those books I think that came out when everything was like. The bad thing about comics sometimes is that you miss a lot of, like, when you want to take a chance on one book, occasionally you can't take a chance on every book.
Yeah. And sometimes especially you do YouTube channels and shows and interviews, and all this stuff comes out, and you have to prep for interviews and prep for content and make shorts, and then you fall behind, and then it's hard to catch up.
And then you eat a weenie hole, and your whole life ambitions change.
Everything changes.
You're just hoping that you can make it alive one more day.
Oh goodness. I'm kind of scared if you like open up the forum to like, what are Blake and Cole going to eat this week? Like I feel like this week's live from the bathroom.
I mean, I doubt. So that's the thing. We're not going to eat anything that's, like obviously a weenioli is like two foods that are edible mixed together, right? Like if you guys are like, we want you to eat kale ice cream, we're probably not going to do that.
No. That just sounds mean.
Or like, I don't know. I'm trying
ice cream.
But maybe if we just both happen to see the ranch ice cream at the store in the same day, maybe we'd try.
I don't know about all that stuff. What's up, K-Pop?
Hey, K-Pop, you missed us eating weeniolis, but you can always go back. I'll probably end up cutting the first 7 minutes of this and just release it as the weenioli tape so that people can see that.
I almost set up my phone in the kitchen and was going to make a cooking video. I'm glad I didn't, because I was already 4 minutes late. That would have really fucked shit up.
Yeah. I don't know that this would necessarily be like that hard of a thing to do.
Making it. I mean, well, you get.
I would just literally just buy Hershey syrup and put it on top. Because I'm going to do everything the budget way, and Blake's going to do everything the fancy.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm going to make egg rolls from scratch. No, that sounds a lot. That sounds like a lot. But no, it was fun. Part of the fun about the weenioli was the journey. The
journey, so for people that aren't, I didn't put all of Blake's links down below, but I have a link to his actual YouTube. You should go over there. You should find his Discord, because in his Discord, there were some people that literally thought we were going to die by eating these. Daniel may or may not have been one of those people. So I just got to call him out, as I see him.
Chaos.
Next, you have to stuff hot dogs inside ravioli. Hey, maybe we'll do that.
Just to make some homemade hot dog wraps.
No, we gotta make pureed hot dog, put it inside of a wrap
Oh my
with
God.
with a nice. I'm gonna use a vodka sauce.
A
on it.
nice
Oh,
red vodka
I
sauce.
definitely was one of those people. And yeah, Kickoff and all of the new people that have joined. If you haven't already, make sure you put end after end in the chat. I do have 2 giveaways today because I ended up getting the 1 and 5. These are probably set to the US just to make it easier for me to send. But you can always price tag somebody or do something else depending on how you want to do it. So
You can pull a chaos and just ask for $11 too if you don't.
God damn it, Chaos. He's not even here.
I know he was one of them. I'm not surprised he's not here. He was like vehemently against everything. We're like in the discords. We actually had 2 discords going. Our friend Travis Gibbs Discord, like we were blowing up the Weenie Oli chats all over Discord, and Chaos was just like, "Can you shut this down, Travis? Like I can't deal with this anymore." And then we made YouTube shorts. We made memes. We had the community making memes and rallying around. Like
big shout out to Comics by the Bay. He was here at some point. He made one to Blink 182 with a weird circle mod that went off. People just dude the Weenie Oli. So the Weenie
I've never
Oli,
felt so important. I'm not gonna lie.
It's more of a vibe than anything else. Like the flavor profile might not be there.
Weenie Oli vibes. That's
great.
Our t-shirt. We need a Weenie Oli vibes t-shirt and a soft shell Ravs t-shirt.
Yeah, and thanks to 3 Good Nerds, we have at least a prototype shell soft shell Rav. So maybe we'll make some. Oh, we should get a soft shell Rav glitter sticker from Sticker Mule.
Yeah, let's party. That'd be dope.
Yeah, but once again,
David's never going to talk to us again.
Yeah,
your book is so good though, David.
Yeah, it's good. Like it's really hard too, because it's like I would say that most of the books that we've had, I think Grimm, I'm trying to think of any other books. Grimm is one of the only ones that I know that is the one that is not necessarily like there's more than just the volume that we're talking about. Most of the stuff we do is kind of just this like singular thing, right? They're mostly standalone. And I think this does a really good, because it was one of those where when that issue was done, it's probably bad of me to say this. I don't do as much research as I probably should do. And that's fine, though. I just enjoy reading comics. So sometimes I like straight up don't know how many issues a comic is supposed to be. So I just remember being like, oh, that was great. Because it could end, right? This book could end. And I would say that it would be a good ending, right? It might not be the ending you want. And it might not like really give you a full resolution. But if it ended at this 5 issues, it could, like it is an end, right? This could end this way. And it could just be kind of the way where it's like, hey, we could always come back to this, right? Because of it. But it isn't. We're going to get 5 more issues. I know that I have at least 2 of them in my possession right now. So I'll eventually read those, probably even after tonight, after this. And if you're following me on Twitter, you'll see that I'll post a picture of them saying, hey, I did that. Also, I love this. Eyes purple crying. I really need to get. Oh, so we will get a full resolution in issue 10 for sure. Now I just need to look in the actual chat and not the StreamYard chat to see what purple eyes crying is. Oh, it looks like a bug.
It sounds like a Pokemon, or no, a Yu-Gi-Oh dragon. Purple eyes crying dragon or something.
But you never close the door.
No, you don't. You never do.
It, dude. Yeah, and that's, I think, the way that issue 5 left, it kind of was that, right? There is sort of a resolution, but I think people would be pissed if that was the ending, being completely honest. But it could work.
I mean, I would be upset. I would be. There's enough closure to like be okay with it, but I would just be mad because it has so much more potential and so many more places to go. Like even 10 issues, like cool. I'm stoked for 10 issues, but like I said, if Vault turned around and was like, hey, we want to make this an ongoing, what do you and Tim want to do? I feel like they'd both be like, yeah, we want to do that, and we can dive deeper into so much more stuff and maybe delay the inevitability that we were going to come to, in issue 10. So but that's smart. And David and Tim have another book. Well, it was Tim's initially, but like they're working on this book called Enormous, which I'm privy to. I was privy to
They
this
actually have
before
another book too.
I started working at Invader, but like I do know that like Invader we're gearing up soon to reprint the Enormous Volume 1 trade, and then they're going to reprint Volume 2, and then there's going to be a Volume 3 one day, which is going to be new content. And this isn't a secret. They told me that we openly talked about this on Twitter a while back, when I went back and found the volumes on eBay and bought them. But they again, like this idea was like Tim's deal, and it's sat quiet for a long time, and now Tim and David are kind of like, you know, watering the garden again, watching the plants grow. So like, yeah, that is smart. And it's hard to do. Like what David said, don't ever close the door on yourself, but that's tricky business to be at a publisher, to only take the time that you got and produce a satisfying ending while enabling the possibility to continue on. That's really, really hard to do. And it takes great writers to pull that off, which David and Tim can make that magic happen. I believe in them hardcore like that. But yeah, anyways, it's, you know, kudos.
Yeah,
and David, I would say this shit if you weren't in the chat. Like we've talked before, like, you know, I love your writing stuff. So I'm not just kissing ass for the comments. I'm preaching to the choir.
Buddy is kissing ass for the comments too. But they're Tim and David are doing a book called Double. It's Nightfall double feature. They're doing one of the stories within there too, which I've been enjoying that too.
That's a cool
also
book.
Another Vault book, and kind of a cool thing. So Vault, and I think some things got messed up, but tomorrow too, there's going to be 3 different Vault books in stores for trades. So there's the one we're talking about, End After End, also Mindset, which I still think the writer of that said that he thinks it's coming out the following day.
On Twitter he says next week. It's just Vault's email said this tomorrow. So
maybe we'll even talk about that book. Who knows? And then the other one is the Blue Flame, I think is the name of it.
That was an interesting. I remember.
I read the first issue, and then it was just one of those things where it was just like I had way too much stuff to read.
Yeah.
And I did not like it. But
no, but it's a hard topic to talk about. Like, you know, I mean, what it's dealing with mass public shootings, right? And it's just like it's a heavy. Oh man, those burps are coming. Those weenie early burps.
Well, I grabbed a Sprite, this is a new Sprite.
Yeah, what are you drinking? You keep posting about this.
This is a strawberry. It's strawberry limonade. So it's got very like minimal strawberry. It's like a strawberry limeade Sprite.
Does it have sugar in it, or is it like a diet thing?
This one does.
So it's probably delicious.
There's a 0 one. I love this. I got it for my daughter mostly because Sprite's like the one.
Yeah, put a little vodka in that bad name.
Well, my wife had one of those last night, I think, or 2 nights ago.
I love
also
cherry
I'm chugging
limeades.
it and it makes me burp. But yeah, this one's strawberry. But yeah,
that would be.
I love strawberry too. It's great. I'd recommend that. I mean,
Sprite, if you're a Sprite, Coca-Cola, if you're needing to reach out, wanting to sponsor any YouTube people, you know, we're here
or even Chef Boyardee, man.
Fuck yeah.
We'll eat weenie olies every episode.
Or
talk about
V's local Italian. Yeah, I don't know if V's is in like other states. Like, cause I grew up with it. It's like
I have no idea. I can check. Well, so where do you find that?
I get it here in Kansas City at Price Chopper.
But I mean, like, is it in like the fresh food, frozen food?
Oh no, it's they have like a frozen section of ravioli. They do T-Ravs, soft shell ravs. They got like all the different kinds of like stuffed pastas, and then you can buy their, like, I use their meat sauce tonight with what my mom usually does when she does. It's comparable to homemade Italian sauce. Like, that's why we usually buy it. And so like you get a deal of their regular sauce and a deal of their meat sauce and mix them together. And then we fry up Italian sausage and like ground up Italian sausage and put that in there as well. And that's what we use. That's like our go-to like lasagna sauce and stuff. If we're making, you know, like lasagna for a big family dinner or something, it just saves a little bit of time than you know, like making the sauce. And it's very, very good. That's one of the reasons why mine was really tasty, was it had a ton of cheese and cheese raviolis and that meat sauce on it too. God. I
What's
hope
going
my
on, bud?
dad eats it. How that motherfucker better eat it. We were joking around the other day because everybody on one of those days where everybody was like, "You're gonna fucking die. You guys are over 35. You can't eat food like that anymore. Your buttholes can't take it. Your guts can't take it. Your lives can't take it." We did, baby. But I showed my dad, and I was like, "Dad, Cole and I are thinking about eating weenie olies," and he looks at the shitty meme picture, right? The
Yeah.
I'll be making weenie olies for someone else meme, and he looks at that and he goes, "Oh, it looks kind of good." And so I'm making the weenie olies today, and I'm like, "Dad, you want me to make you one?" And he looks over and he's like, "That just sounds kind of nasty to me, bud." And I was like, "You just told me the other day that it sounded really good." And he was like, "How stoned was I?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. You're stoned all the time, so probably very." It's legal here. It's okay. He's not breaking any rules. He's just an old retired man.
Yeah.
He smokes his weed and he goes fishing with my best friend while I do promo in the garage all day. So
Uh,
interesting life we live.
we're giving away the first volume of End After End,
End after end.
and there's also a one in the 1 in 5 variant. I grabbed one of that, so the winner can choose either the variant cover or that, and then we'll roll it on and give the other to somebody else.
Roll it on and ride on.
Roll it
Ride
on,
on
right on.
and roll it
So
on.
we're here. We're at the end. We've got about 10 more minutes left of this. We're probably going to keep this giveaway open until the both of us give our grades. So Blake, I'm letting you start here first. What are we grading this one?
Oh man. I'm gonna give myself a 5 out of 5 for just my prepping and weenie oli idea. Oh wait, the book or weenie olis?
The book.
I'm being
Either or.
stupid. I know. It was the book. That's why I'm a YouTuber and not a comedian. The, the book, man, I really loved it. I'm gonna say we're going out of 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a 4.34 for me. 4.34.
So I think I now that I'm thinking about it, there was one other book.
The idea was 10 out of 10.
Yeah, the idea was 10 out of 10.
You guys are killing it on the comments tonight. I'm loving it.
There was one other book that we did that was a ongoing, and it was Vanish by Donny Cates. And I think that book might have had the highest rating of books that I've given out. And I think I gave it a 4.69.
Yeah.
I'm gonna also give this book a 4.69.
Nice. Oh, you rated it higher than now. I feel like an asshole.
It's fine. I've rated one book higher than you. 2.
I know.
This and Vanish. The 2 books. If I give something a 4.69, it's probably going to be a higher rating than what Blake gives it. Because apparently I've given that rating twice, and I've overranked Blake twice.
One of my good friends that I've known since like we were little kids, like from kindergarten, he asked me once, he was like, "How do you review anything?" He's like, "You like everything. You just like you find enjoyment. Like even movies people say suck. Like you find something to have fun with in it." And I told him, I was like, I hate a lot of stuff. All right. And I don't hate a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of stuff I don't like. But I don't tend to talk about that, especially publicly, especially on my channel, right? But there's a lot of things I read that I didn't really feel or didn't really work for me, and I just feel like it's easier to not talk about those things and find other stuff to be positive about, to be excited about, and to try and get other people excited about, like you know eating these fucking weenie olies, man. I feel like we have a really good ASMR track. Cole and I both have really good microphones, and we just like shoved these.
I technically took my first bite right into the mic, and I just let it go.
That's why I moved mine, because I was like, I don't know if people like that. And I was like, if I took a bite out of this, that's a $400 bite. Like that would be a bad.
There was a
mistake.
joke that Blake moved it out of the way so that he doesn't eat his microphone. What's going on, Kevin? How's it going?
What's up, Entropy?
You've got a few more minutes if you want to get on this hashtag. We've been talking about the book End After End. We usually like to keep this to an hour. I'm definitely going to probably take tomorrow and cut the weenie oli cut out. So for those of you that want to come back, maybe at some point tomorrow, I'll drop the weenie oli cut.
You gotta like jump cut it into a short or somehow, just
like yeah. Well, I mean, I'll probably get some. Yeah, there will be all sorts.
Like those first bites where like I'm moaning and you're like, this is okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so also to be fair, I used just a standard bun size weenie like Oscar Mayer, and Chef Boyardee ravioli. I like the total cost of ingredients. I had hot dogs
Yeah.
because it's
I
Memorial
spent
Day
$30
weekend,
at the store.
and I have a bun that was like a sad bun because it's like a few days old at this point, and like the bag never gets shut all the way the second time around.
Nice.
But
Your family's like that too? Cool. I knew we were friends.
well, I mean, even if you like do your best job, the bag of buns never is the
Even if
same
you do,
after, right?
even if you give it your all, if
You
you'll
put
never get
110% in that, and you realize that putting 110% into something is physically impossible. No, I don't think the so Blake used like actual real ravioli. So I would say the biggest disappointment for me was
Mine
that
were
I
mini
used
though. I did use mini real
well, I
ravioli.
mean, Chef Boyardee raviolis.
Yeah,
Are
they were. I mean, a little bit bigger than these. Mine were a little bit bigger than Chef Boyardee ravs, but they were along the same size.
Yeah, I would say the worst thing for mine is that I didn't use a beef hot dog. I used a standard hot dog, and I would say doing that. I don't even know what an Angus beef hot dog tastes like, to be completely honest. But I assume it would be better than this.
You know what's funny is I used to love, like, so Oscar Mayer makes Oscar Mayer cheese dogs, and I've loved those since I was a kid. And I bought some the other day, and they're not bad. But when you get used to eating like Nathan's or Hebrew National like those better hot dogs, they do have more of a flavor. It's not necessarily a beef flavor. It still tastes like a hot dog, but it just has a little bit of extra oomph, and
Yeah.
it's not as bland.
Are
And so,
Nathan's the
like,
Costco ones?
no, Nathan and Hebrew National, they sell everywhere. Costco might be. I don't know.
I think that they have Nathan's.
Maybe, yeah. But they're both very good. They got that just kind of like beefiness to them. A little bit juicier. It's just got a little bit of that the hot dog flavor that we all crave sometimes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna roll this giveaway.
Let's go. Let's give a book away. Wouldn't it be weird if like people started wanting us to talk about food, not comics?
Hey,
what's up?
22. So I think you missed it. So maybe I will quick show this to you real quick. But there's a variant or there's a trade. Let me know if you'd rather have that. The variant is from let me quick pull it up here. I can quick show you here. Unless you're like, I want to read the trade, then I'll just do that. But I'm slow, but I'm doing my best, and I'm here for everyone.
I do like while Cole's pulling that up, Daniel Calvin is talking. By the way, Daniel's got a really great comic coming out this week, American Dreams from Band of Bards. You guys should all check out. It's a great book, and you can still get those early issues from the Band of Bards website. Just shout out to him. He's good people. But he was giving me shit in the Discord as I was posting process pics while cooking, and he goes, Daniel goes, "Are those at least Hebrew National hot dogs?" First he called it a war crime. He was like, this is considered a war crime in some areas. And then he goes, "Are those at least Hebrew National hot dogs?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, baby." And he was like, after that, he was like, "Okay," because they're good hot. They're just a good, tasty hot dog. Like it's a, yeah. Anyways.
Well, I'm going to draw again for the other one. And we'll figure it out. Apparently, Trev is too cool to get another win in a row. So we'll see who wins the second one. Hopefully, it's Trev. And then he just gets his. Oh, we got Daniel. So Daniel either way, Daniel, we'll hit you up. We'll let you know.
Daniel won last night on the. Oh wait, was that? What's today? Yeah, last night was the launch party for One True Love. Daniel won a book on that last night too.
Oh, did I know? I did, and Matt did too.
Yeah. These are not rigged, even though it seems like sometimes we just our friends win.
But hey, I mean, to be fair, everyone technically that shows up here is a friend of ours in some
that's true
spirit or way. But hey, next week we're not going to eat weeniolies, but we're going to be talking about another book. We'll figure it out when we get there.
We'll be dreaming about them, though. I'll tell you that much.
We will be dreaming about them. So
it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that. The girl that got away, right? It's gonna be like no hot dog's ever gonna taste the same. No ravioli is gonna taste the same.
Blake and I had a very different experiences with weeniolies, but like I also ate the worst possible one, so I'd never want it.
I know. I wish I could have sent you the one that my dad probably isn't going to eat because he's the pickiest eater.
Just
ever.
faxed it to me. But hey, that was end after end. I highly recommend going out and checking this book out. It is a great book. I
Very
think
good.
it's really and you know, one of the things crap, I wanted to say this. I'm just gonna say it now. One of the books that this kind of reminded me of was the book Die, which if you
Oh.
have read Die, Die is essentially this like it's like a tabletop game that the kids play. They get trapped in the universe, they get came out of it 20 years later, they have to go back in to save their friend. This kind of reminded me of that, and one of the questions I wanted to ask David while he was here was, could you think, because I think that they could make this into like a tabletop game. I don't know if David or Tim play tabletop games, but I think this would be an
Hmm.
interesting like concept for a tabletop game, because you know, in the grand scheme of things, if you play something like Dungeons and Dragons or other tabletop games, I think whenever you read almost any sort of fantasy book, you just assume it could be a
Yeah.
tabletop game.
Speaking of, that reminds me, I've wanted that Die hardcover for a long time, and I hope it's not sold out. That's Image. It's almost an Image sized omnibus of like the hardcover collection, or is it it's Image, yeah, right?
Yeah, Image.
But yeah, the whole like 20 something issues maybe, or
20.
18.
It's just 20
Yeah,
issues because
20
it's Die
issues.
and
It's
it's a
all
20
collected
sided die.
in a beautiful hardcover, and I've wanted that for a really long time. Oh my god. I like meat sweats, guys.
Yeah,
Except I guess it's more cheese. It's
We'll
more
be
cheese
back.
sweats.
Hopefully we figure out how to do this on episode 17. Maybe we'll bring you better concept. But hey, thank you everyone for stopping by and hanging out with us. It was fun. We ate weeniolies.
We did it. We set a goal. We made it come true.
We set a goal. We made it come true. I'm Cole. He's Blake. Right on.
Thank you, everybody.